Not bad. Okay guys, here we've got our Model A transmission. As I mentioned, it doesn't turn very good. Even when it's in neutral, it only turns a little bit. I have looked at some exploded diagrams, and I can actually see now that I've cleaned up the transmission a little bit. There's just an open bearing down in here, and I'm gonna guess that's our problem. So we're gonna disassemble it and check that out. I do have another bearing. I've got a new one and I've got a used one. I've also got the used one's on a shaft right now, so I could replace the whole shaft. But let's go ahead and take the universal and this rear cover off, and then we'll lay it back down and see about getting the shaft and the old bearing out. Alright guys, we're back. I did get the shaft out. In case I haven't mentioned it, I apologize. The garage is quite a mess. We can see you got the Camaro here torn apart, and I have parts everywhere. So this this was the only open area in the garage. I had to work, set up a table. So anyway, the shaft. This is the shaft that goes in here. This is your. I don't remember which one's the reverse and first, and one's second and third, one's reverse and first. But basically the problem I was having was this gear would get to about here and it would get stuck. There's a little bit, it looked like a burr on the end. Maybe it happened when I was trying to drive off the universal. I don't think so, because I had it lifted up. But at any rate, I took a little file and I just kind of dressed the end of that, trying to clean it up a little bit, and now the gear comes right off. This gear comes right off, and basically here's our problem, still stuck. So I can drive that bearing off and we can replace that. And technically I could put it back together. I don't know how well you can see that on camera. It's not bad in there, but I do see a little bit of rust in the bottom, which tells me there was more water in here. So because we're this far and it's not that difficult, I think I'm just going to tear it apart, clean it all up, we'll paint it, check that front bearing, and we'll just put it all back together with some new gaskets, and it'll be a good transmission then. For now, I'm going to go put this in the cleaner, and you're not going to see this for a few days. So I'll come back when this is all clean and ready to be put back together. Just so you know, I do have the gasket kit, and I've got the one bearing. I do have the other bearing for the front, but I'm not going to replace that one. This one, it rolls really good. So I think that one's okay. We're just going to clean this up a little bit. This one definitely needs to be replaced. Everything else, the gears all look pretty good. I don't see a lot of wear on them. These all look pretty good. Oh, there's a little bit of wear on the edge of these, but yeah, it's probably from shifting with no synchros. But yeah, I don't think those are too bad. What about these? cluster gear looks pretty good. Yeah. I see a little bit of wear in here, but nothing that I would consider a problem. I have other cluster gears as well. I can grab another one and just take a look, see what they all look like. You know, use the best one, but yeah. So basically, the trans is apart. You can see that was not real hard, even though this had a bunch of water in it. It was pretty seized up and stuck, and we had whatever problem this was when I was driving this out. I think what happened was when I was driving the shaft out, the cluster gear got twisted a little bit, and then this hit the side or something. But I'll replace that. I've got more. And we'll get the case painted and everything. It'll look really nice. It'll be the best part of the frame when we put it back in. So I'll bring you guys back when I get it all cleaned up in a few days. All right? All right, guys. We got the transmission cleaned up. I painted the case. Not super happy with the color, but maybe we'll repaint it later when we get the motor together. But got everything I need here. So we're just going to go ahead and start putting it all together. Any of you are wondering about the nice, awesome little stand that I've got under here. Anybody that's familiar with Model A transmissions knows that the drain plug in the bottom is a 3/4 inch pipe thread. So you can just go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and get yourself a little piece of 3/4 inch water pipe, whatever length you want, and you can make a little stand. The one I use, you could buy them where the foot down there, you thread your piece of pipe into it, but I got the one that I can just, you know, take that out whenever I want. There's a little set screw if I really wanted to tighten it down, but I think it's fine the way it is. And it is kind of nice not having this thing rolling around on the table on me. And the transmission's back up and running. That's awesome. Okay, so here's the other bearing, the one that we took out. It barely moves at all. It's just full of rust. Really bad. So this was definitely our problem. And I had a new one, so we got that in there. We cleaned everything else up, changed the one bearing that had some problems on when we were removing it. I'm not real thrilled about this this main shaft here for the cluster gear, why it was so tight, but I guess when I build another transmission, we'll check that one too and see if it's got the same issue. But yeah, other than that, that's the transmission.